Charting the extent of COVID-19 contamination is not just what the infected represents, but also a profile inclusive of all individuals, communities, and establishments which they interacted with. And with each succeeding generation of infection, the resulting exponential growth eventually overwhelms the capability of conventional contact tracing protocols to keep up and support government efforts to surgically contain outbreaks. This is the reality that struck governments worldwide. Nevertheless, contact tracing is a key to pursuing approaches that shall save lives, relieve an overwhelmed healthcare system, and optimize gradual economic recovery. Augmenting contact tracing capabilities is, however, the direction required, one that is able to effectively backtrack and forecast the movement of COVID-19 infection. A system that can sift through data involving a population numbering in the thousands and even millions of individuals spread across the span of the nation's borders. This calls for the application of big data analytics, the kind of algorithmic functions that Neo4j is designed to process. It is open-source software intended to trace existing connections in big data sets. Its output reveals interaction patterns and travel information of population under monitoring. Recognizing its functionalities, a number of foreign governments are now adapting Neo4j for purposes of combating COVID-19 through contact tracing, real-time monitoring of target populations, and through profiling existing drugs that could possibly cure or treat the infected. To enable Neo4j, data of global positioning systems and Bluetooth interaction logs generated by mobile phones are utilized. Combined, the data enables Neo4j to profile the range of past to present travel history and proximity interactions of mobile phone users. Global positioning systems, GPS, in mobile phones enable telecommunication providers to map the location of each mobile phone while it is in real-time motion. Over time, a cache of travel data is recorded. With this data, Neo4j accurately profiles the location, travel time, duration of stay, and activity conducted by a mobile phone user. Access to this information enables governments to identify and trace the chain of transmissions from a patient zero to the public with a turnover faster than what conventional contact tracing could achieve. Specific individuals who had close contact with identified COVID-19 carriers could almost instantly be identified, even those whom the carrier could not possibly recall. Areas frequented by more than one known COVID-19 carrier could be identified through GPS travel history backtracking. People who travel and mingle a lot and thus are potential super spreaders could be identified and prioritized for rapid COVID-19 testing as a preemptive measure. Hotspot zones where large crowds gather and where social distancing is not observed could easily be mapped and graphically represented. Simulating the impact of opening or locking down geographic areas, communities, institutions, and industries according to type can be run to predict risk levels based on the number and proximity of human traffic. Accuracy, speed, and big data crunching, all packaged in the functionality of Neo 4J. These are game-changing upgrades, much needed to enhance contact tracing and information generation for policymakers and enforcement agencies. For fast information-assisted action, this is the technology we need today.